Hey, welcome to Loveable AF. I'm Grateful Sherry. So today is Body Love Thursday. Loving that body. Ooh. So I saw this post the other day, and it was a woman. She was talking about that she had gained a little bit of weight, and she really was unhappy with how she was right then, and she wanted to weigh less, but she felt like she was betraying this body love movement idea. And here's the deal. This is how I found it to work for me. If I love myself exactly as I am, why would I ever want to lose weight, right? But here's the deal. This is what I have found again and again, and this is the switch. Because if you've been like me, it's like on my journey, I would start feeling good about myself, feeling okay in my body, and as soon as I tried to lose any weight, it's like I would go back into like the default programming or the old programming where I would be concentrating on the scale so much, really tying my value to those numbers, and it would be really, really hard for me. So this took me a while to kind of get the feel for it. And this is what I have to say about this. You can totally lose weight if you love yourself. And sometimes it just happens naturally, but I don't love myself in order to hope that I lose weight, right? But naturally, if you're taking care of yourself, you feel really good in your body, you're feeding yourself great things, for me, drinking my green drink, which I don't have right here, but I'm gonna drink it here in just a minute. Like, those kinds of things actually came about because I started loving myself, because I wanted to feel good, because I wanted just to feel, like healthy in my body. I wanted to have energy. So there are practices like that, but even bigger than that, and this is what I found. When you aren't losing weight because there's something wrong with how you are right now, when you do it for a different reason, it changes the entire game, and it's this. You pick something that you want, that you're excited about, and that you and your body are stoked about. Not because there's something wrong with your body, but because there's something that you want over there. That has been a whole different game to weight loss. Totally, totally different. So a few years ago, we were going to go to Disneyland and California Adventure, and it was like we were going to buy the 4-day park hopper. And when we go, we go. I mean, like, we walk at least 16 miles a day usually. And that's 4 days of 16-mile days, right? And at the time, I wasn't in very good shape. I had felt, it's like all this stuff. And it was like, okay, so here's what I want. What do I want? I want to be able to go through the park with my son. I want to be able to keep up with him the entire time. I want to be able to, feel good in doing it, right? And so I made these goals that's what I wanted. And so that's what I worked for, right? Now, did that mean I lost weight? It totally did. But it meant that more to me, right? It was the experience. It was what I was going for. I wasn't losing weight because there was something wrong with me. I was losing weight because of something I wanted, and something I wanted badly. Something I wanted badly enough that I put fitness further up in my days. I was more conscious in even like the things I was eating even more so, right? So it's like that shift right there. You can totally lose weight and know that you're lovable and feel that you're lovable. It's not like betraying the movement. But for me, it shifts when you start picking something you want, right? I know a woman who lost a lot of weight because she wanted to run a marathon. Like, that's something she'd always wanted to do her whole life. So instead of feeling like she wasn't okay as she was, she just got really clear that there were some things about her fitness that needed to shift as she wanted to fulfill her dream of running a marathon. Do you see? It's a small shift, but it makes all of the difference. And as you're doing it, at least for me, when I did that, as far as when focusing on Disneyland and being able to do those 16-mile days every single day for 4 days in a row, no problem, having the fitness level to reach that, I wasn't focused on the scale. I wasn't focused on my worth. I was focused on the goal and the thing I was excited about, the thing that was really, really special to me, right? A lot of the reasons why I have the routines that I have and why, I eat the way I eat, the way I move the way I move, right? Is because I am committed to having a lot of energy here. I'm committed to making a difference. I'm committed to being able to do retreats where I have energy all day long, because I do, right? But that's not how I used to be. That's not who I was. But feeling shitty about the fact that I had low energy was never gonna get me anywhere, was never gonna help me, right? It was only when I started really loving exactly how I was and picking where I wanted to go and picking the direction and the place that I wanted to be and working for that while loving myself the entire time. It flips the whole game around and it feels so fucking fantastic. So If you guys are entrepreneurs, I encourage body love. Body love is huge because the more that I love me, the more everything in my business works, the more everything works overall, right? It's these stories of, not being good enough, that kind of stuff. It just screws up everybody in your relationships, in your life, in your business, everywhere it is, right? So I encourage you, if you're like, okay, well, how do I start, right? It's really simple. The first thing I did was tuned into my heart. And I tuned into how wonderful and amazing and miraculous it was that it beat for me all the time. It beat for me when I was asleep. It beat for me when I wasn't thinking about it. It was just something that was taken care of for me, and it was handled for me. And it was a miracle. And the more I could feel how miraculous my heart was, the more I started to think about this wonderful, beautiful body that ported my spirit around from place to place, and that it never let me down, and that it continued to always show up for me no matter what. And as I did that, I started to feel better and better about myself, right? There were some parts that took more effort, like my belly. I really had to concentrate on loving my belly. And this woman that I went to a self-love workshop, and she said, well, have you ever had a friend that you was maybe a little squishier than you, and when you hug them, you're like, oh, this is so nice. Well, why is it nice over there, but on you, you're like, ew. And I started to go, oh, maybe softness isn't a bad thing, right? So it started to shift things for me, and I don't know if that helps for you, but it helped me. So there you go. All right, guys, in case nobody has told you yet today, you are lovable as fuck just the way you are, and I will see you another day. Oh, by the way, comment, like, subscribe if you're digging this, if you're on YouTube. Let me know if you would like to know more about how I went on this journey, how I love myself completely. Like if you want to know all the steps, right? Because I just gave you that first one. If you want to know all the steps, let me know. All right, guys, have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow.